What it do, what it do, what it do. Peace, Osio, Hotel, Shalom, Salam, Alafia, Namaste, Bonjour, Aloha. You hear me? Hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. Radiating, vibrating, operating, emanating. You know, being the greatest illustration that you could be and what you demonstrating in your current self. You hear me? I'm feeling good. You know, it's been a few days. You know, life and things picking up for me and other endeavors, so forth and so on. Everything is good. You hear me? I hope everything good for y'all. You heard? Um, y'all probably hear Chip and Dale eating because they loud like that. You know, but we gonna get past that. You hear me? But yeah, I'm feeling good today. You know, I came through to speak some things. I actually was trying to I had to wait till 5 because I know once 5 hit, if I was already recording, they was gonna be bugging me. So I waited till 5 and gave them their meal, you know, before I came to present this message. But this message been burning me up to move through me. You hear me? Share a lot of things today. To some degree from personal revelations and personal experiences, and some things from the collective experience. You hear me? But to whom it may, you know, if you have ears to hear, you know, hopefully you could take something from it. But I ain't never fit in, you know. Started off with that. I ain't never fit in, and I knew that since my childhood. But I also ain't here to repeat the same story. You hear me? So that took me through a lot of things. That took me through a lot of experiences. That took me through a lot of emotions, you know, in order to start breaking cycles. You know, and I'm still breaking cycles. But I operate and have always operated from a higher state of consciousness that my family system has yet to understand, and in many cases still don't understand, let alone support. You hear me? And I've been okay with that for a long time. You hear me? Because I've been okay with me. Some of y'all gonna get that, and some of y'all may not. But I was called crazy and everything but a child of God, everything but a child of Source. And I don't say what I'm saying from a place of superiority, but I do say it from a space of alignment. And I say that because, see, it's always the one who's meant to bring light to the family tree, whether it's me, whether it's you, or somebody you know. It's always the one who meant to bring light to the family tree that in most cases is often met with rejection from the same roots that we trying to heal within ourselves. You hear me? And for me, that allowed me to stay true to my inner truth, even when it made me the outcast, even when it made me the black sheep, even when it made me the underdog. You see, I ain't never lose connection and contact with the inner truth moving within myself. You know, and if that speak for you, congratulations. You hear me? Because just like me, you was the one meant to close cycles. That's what you came here to do, whether you know it or not. I share that because it said what's left unresolved in one generation is passed to the next, and that go deeper than wealth, that go deeper than debt, that go deeper than houses that go deeper than anything that we can think of in the material external realm. You know, what's left resolved in one generation is passed to the next. And it don't take a rocket scientist to know that we all byproducts of that truth. You know, if life, because life be lifing, and we don't live long enough, because I know it ain't no kids watching this unless they watching it with a parent. See, life don't been lifing long enough for us to come to the conclusion of that truth. So it don't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. We all byproducts of it. But I say that because we got an opportunity to do what many didn't. We got an opportunity to do what many wouldn't. We got an opportunity to do what many couldn't. We got an opportunity to do what most wish they did when they had the chance. And we, as well as we got an opportunity to do what some did when they had the chance. You don't listen, you're gonna miss it. And I said that the way that I said it because it don't take away from or discredit all the things that was accomplished by those who came before us. Because we all know our progenitors or our ancestors, however you want to reference it, you know, did some great things in this world. They did some great things on this planet, you know. Yet they also did some terrible things as well. And regardless of how we choose to see that, you know, we was left with, as well as we appeared with, a lot of baggage to carry, to choose to carry, or to choose to work through while we here. And I'm emphasizing the way that I am because I intend for it to have the impact that it's gonna have, if any at all. You hear me? And I say that because we wasn't incarnated through birth to bear the toxicity of those before us. But we do. And we have, in the way that we appear to come on this planet, because none of us birthed ourselves. See, we all come by way of somebody else or to somebody's. You hear me? To be here. But we wasn't birthed to carry the toxicity of those before us. You know, we born to transform it. And that's what transmutation and healing is all about. Change. Personal change and generational change through the work that we do within ourselves. And I say that because movement just don't happen externally. Matter of fact, regardless of or if things are moving external or not, motion is always taking place. You know, we know this by way of our emotions, otherwise known as feelings. And emotions and feelings are not the same thing. We feel by way of emotions. You hear me? And how we feel from one moment to the next, you know, are indicators, are determining factors. And I say that because I ain't been no devil and ain't been no saint. You hear me? Yet I have been a work in progress in balancing both. You hear me? Because you can't have one without the other. You know, just like it takes female and male to make a child. You can't have one without the other. You hear me? But I've been bringing light to the places that was kept in the dark for a long time. Not only in myself and through my family history, but in the lives of others, you know, that I know as well as I don't know, because somebody always watching. You hear me? And that don't make me perfect, because I'm not. You know, but I have always been present. I have always been present in my presence. If you don't listen, you're going to miss it. And I share that because you can't unsee what you see, and you can't unfeel what's been felt. But once you do see, once you do know how to feel, you have a choice to make according to what's being revealed, to make yourself known to you through what's showing up, through our experiences. You hear me? And I say that because I thought I was the curse in reflection to my upbringing. Or I thought what was the curse in reflection to my upbringing was really my calling. I had to realize that what I thought was the curse was really my calling. Was really my life work. And I had to do some living in order to figure that out, so I can know beyond knowing. So I can know because I know beyond belief. Because knowing and belief is not the same thing. So everything I am, everything I do, and everything I say is a mission statement, is a mirror, is a reflection of the living being that I present myself to be. Awake, aware, intelligent, and divine. Because I'm here to close cycles, And that's who this message intended for. Those who are here to close cycles. I came to close cycles. What about you? Because how else you going to break free of what you thought yourself to be? How else you going to break free of what you thought was keeping you bound? How else you going to break free of anything if you're not here to close cycles? Otherwise, I'm talking to somebody who here just to repeat the loops. You hear me? See, you either gonna reject your origin or honor it in a new way through the work that you're doing yourself. And I want to repeat that. You're either gonna reject your origin or honor it in a new way by the work that you came to do within yourself. And I say that because we can't change what we came from, nor can we change who we came through. But we can't choose what family fates we continue to carry that have us losing ourselves in the process. And if you're not sleepwalking with your eyes open, this will mean something to you because your soul chose to awaken. Why else we here? You hear me? And regardless if everybody has figured that out or not, if your soul has chose awaken, that's not your concern. You hear me? And I say that because everything we carry don't always belong to us, and everything we feel the weight of didn't necessarily start with us, but we feel it. You hear me? We feel it. Somebody will decide to call while I'm going in, but yeah, as I was saying, everything we feel the weight of didn't necessarily start with us, but we feel it. Especially those of us who come to close the cycle. We feel the discomfort and the uncomfortable experiences that was made normal. We see the things that others continue to accept without question, without challenge, by staying emotionally silent, and that's how the guilt got passed down. That's how the indirect blame got passed down, or the generational curse got passed down. because nobody spoke to the things that should have been spoken to at the time that they should have been spoken to them as they occurred, when they occurred. You hear me? But that's what we're here to do. For those of us that know that's our assignment while we're here, that's what we're here to do. But that's how the guilt got passed down, like a family antique, like a family heirloom. You hear me? And this is not my judgment concerning to the things that I'm speaking to, but it's my awareness concerning the things that I'm speaking to and about. If you know, you know. And even if you can't explain what I'm sharing clearly, if you know, you know. You know because it's something that it's something within each and every one of us, regardless of what we seeing, what we observing, and when we feeling what's being felt. That let us know when something is wrong and when something is right. Even if we don't know why we know something is wrong or something is right, before we get to know when something is wrong and something is right. But if in the cases that something ain't right, and if something ain't right, we know that something has to change. And it don't come from the outside. It comes from within. It comes from an inner sensitivity that, if left unattended, will have us numb, will have us desensitized, and we've seen people become numb, and we've seen people become desensitized even before we know what we were seeing. See, I'm saying this from a different. I'm sharing this from spaces of different timelines in this same life stream that I'm living from. You see, from childhood to the present. But we've seen people become numb and desensitized before we was able to recognize what that was. And in a lot of cases, some of us may have became numb and desensitized. I can relate to it, you hear me? And I can also unrelate with it, because I had to do some work on myself too, you hear me? But we'd be surprised how many people are numb and desensitized this very day, that we interact with every day in different aspects and areas of our life. And I know that ain't a good place to be. You see, that ain't a good space to be. It's a lot of dark come with that. You hear me? And I share that to say this: if by chance someone come across this message and hear what I'm saying today and find themselves in that place, hopefully, maybe something I said will be a seed to activate the process of transmutation and healing for the transformation needed within as well as without. Because if you're here, you came to close cycles. You hear me? If you're here, you're here to close cycles, because I know negativity, it's what's popping right now. I know toxicity, it's what's popping right now, because there's more people more popular off negativity and toxicity, than it is off of positivity, But it starts with you, It starts in you. And like I said, or like I will say, a lot of things that didn't start with us must end with us, because it's in us. And we're going to have to be brutally honest with ourselves when it comes to that, being tuned to a different frequency of awareness. I recognize at an early age, I began to realize that I was the one that was different in my family system, you know, through what I seen, through what I experienced, through what I felt, and what I was tapped into. And my thoughts didn't always, in most cases, my thoughts didn't align with what was normalized, you know, and what I come from and what I grew through. And as I grew older, I also noticed how my presence always stirred discomfort where it existed, you know. So as part of my mission statement, you know, I've been cleansing what no one else could put into words. And my ability to put into words what couldn't be. And it's not emotional, it's not personal, you know, but it's vibrational. Because I'm part of the family system that I'm the part of the family system, I'll say, that never looked away. Ain't sweep shit under the rug. You know. ain't leave the food in the pot unstirred. And I'm just using these words as metaphors and analogies. You hear me? And I say that because blood holds memory. You know, blood holds memory. You know, so just by way of the blood that we carry in our bodies, we hold the memory of all those that came before us, and we hold the memory concerning all those that's gonna come after us, as well as those who gonna come through us. You hear me? And this is important. So this ain't about fixing others. It's about breaking patterns that's within ourselves. Because like I said, it's a lot of things that didn't start with us that must end with us because it's in us. So what are you here to do? You hear me? What are you here to do? And that concludes the message, but I'm gonna hit us with a card before I close out. You heard? There is hope ahead. There is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. You hear me? Have courage and take heart, because there is hope. 35. The card number is 35. 35 come back to 8. You hear me? 35 come back to 8. There is hope ahead. And I don't know who needs to hear that, but there is hope ahead. You hear me? Life is a journey filled with many highs and lows. Sometimes a low can be followed by another and another, until all that is remembered are the low places. It is at these times that it may seem as though there is nothing left to hope for, and all that remains are the ashes of what once was. If you have pulled this card, and which I have, know that there is hope once more. And it starts with you. It starts in you. And it's going to happen through you. Wonderment exercise. Now is the time to let hope in. There is so much good waiting for you ahead. There is a deep and divine love that is always present and always waiting to wrap you in his arms. You are held. You are loved. You are never, ever alone. Reach out today until the divine and be held by love. Response and journaling prompt for those who bought your pen and your pad. How does it feel to let hope reside within your heart? Do you feel apprehensive when you think about hope? Hope is the belief in something that has yet to come. Even if we feel that we have no guarantee that what we hope for will arrive, it is far better to let hope into your heart than it is to keep it out. And I share that sentiment because feeling the pain of being asleep feel way worse than feeling the pain of being awakened. You hear me? Feeling the pain of being asleep is way worse than feeling the pain of being awakened. And I share that because being awakened, being woke, once you get awake, or once we become awake, first it make you mad. You know, it may even make you angry. But after you get past that, it's gonna make you active. You hear me? And I hope somebody caught that. It's gonna make you active. So you get an opportunity to do something better than how it all started out. Because a lot of things didn't start with us, but must end with us because it's in us. You hear me? Salute to all those who came to close the cycles of generational curse breakers, so forth and so on. You hear me? Feel good for no reason at all. You know? Feel good for no reason at all. And feel good for no reason at all. If you don't have nothing, find something. You know? There is hope ahead. Stillness, abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. You hear me? Stillness, abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, loving light, health, and wholeness. You hear me? Diligence, devotion, discipline, determination, and direction. We're gonna need to know how to activate them 5Ds in our life. See? 5D, get it? 5D. Diligence, devotion, discipline, determination, and direction. If we're gonna move beyond that, we're gonna need to operate them 5Ds. You hear me? And thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions. The new subscribers, welcome to the family. I see y'all, appreciate you. Donators, love offerers, so forth and so on. Till we do it again, I'm known as Sawu. Be you how you be you. Love, family. Peace.